Hi there. This is going to be a video that I kind of promised to Gary Sundudger1 on Facebook page. I promised him I would do a video of this particular band, and I'm sure that there's a couple of other FZ members that are interested in it. I know Fred likes them, Big Star 1000, and Derek. So this is not their complete discography that I'm going to show, but it's basically the records that I have, which is except their very first record, it's all the records up to their 1990 release. So it's a bunch. Their very first record I don't have. They've disowned it themselves. They don't really care for it. But the band I'm talking about is the Nits. They're a Dutch pop, more art pop group from started in the late 70s, and they're still going strong. The amount of albums they've released, I don't know. They released one, I think, last year. That's the last album they did. I don't have that one, but it's the Nits. So, you know. Let's start with the albums I have. This is their second album called Tent. It's their more synth-styled music that they were doing. Comes with the original inner sleeve. They're all on CBS, so I don't know if I should show them. Starting off with the orange CBS and then moving on to the red CBS. So the labels, they're not that special. But the music is really good. This is influenced by early electronica, specifically Kraftwerk. They don't sound like Kraftwerk, so I'm not saying that, but the way they started to write their music was influenced by Kraftwerk and other electronic groups and artists from the time. So this is their second album. The band consisted at the time of these four guys. There you are. I'm bad with names. The names were Henk Hofstede, which is that guy. He did vocals and keyboards. Rob Kloot. That's him. He's the drummer. Alex Roelofs. That's that guy, the bassist. And Michiel Peters. And that's him. He's the guitar player. So that's the band at this point in time, which is 1979. The first album came out in 1978, and that was simply called The Nits. So this is their second. Then they came out with New Fled, very similar looking sleeve. I've got one with some writing on the back. You don't really see it. There's some. It looks like autographs here and there, but I don't know what they are. This is not my favorite album by them, but it's a good album. Once again, it comes with the original inner sleeve. Some pictures. It's the same band. Sound hasn't changed that much, but this is not an easy one to find. Chances are you will find the Nits in Goodwill records or in Goodwills, but this is not one you will find easily. So this is one of my favorite from their early period. This one's called Work. Very poppy, but also very, I don't know, dark at times. They they sort of started to develop their sound, which made them really popular later on in their career. This is the inner sleeve and the lyrics. This one has The Lodger. We're talking 1981 here. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the years. New Flat is from 1980. 1981. My favorite songs on here are The Lodger, Empty Room, Slip of the Tongue, Tables and Chairs, Red Tape, Buildings. This is a killer synth-based art pop album. I'm gonna continue to call this art pop because it's not pop music like a lot of the other stuff that came out in the 80s. Great album. Then this is not a real album because it says here, mini LP. This is a mini album from 1983 called Kilo. This one has the beautiful song Sketches in Spain on it, which I don't know if it's a reference to Miles Davis, but it could be. But this is more the Smiths, the Nits, as the majority of you guys will know them. Robert Jan Stips, formerly of Super Sister and Trans Sister, joined them on this LP, as a keyboardist, and I think, yeah, one guy had left, so he filled in the space of one guy. I think the bassist left. Yes, he did. So this became a more artsy sound, less less synth-based sound. So it's good. It's really good. They're typical Dutch songs that are on here, like Dapper Street, which is a street in Amsterdam. They named the song after it is, and they continue to do that. They already did it, having this typical Dutch element in their music that you had to kind of know, but you felt it as well. So this is Kilo. This is the first full-length LP that featured Robert Jan Stips, Omsk. And this is another great album. If you can see the titles there. Not really, I guess. Nescio was their big hit of this album. And this one also has the original inner sleeve. There's the picture of the guys. That is Robert Jan Stips of Super Sister. And the lyrics on the other side. So Omsk. Describing their sound, kind of a more Dutch, not Dutch sounding, but they have this typically Dutch sound. Kind of weird, but sort of a later Talking Heads. But then the Nits. This is their 1984 album, Adieu Sweet Banov, which I showed in a recent vinyl finds not too long ago. This, I think, became the start of their peak period. Being played a lot on Dutch radios. The title song of this album, inner sleeve, lyrics. It's just a really beautiful album. To me personally, it's kind of a period that I really like, but I still prefer their early period. This is just really good. I think the majority of the people in the vinyl community who know this band might have this record. This is another one that's pretty hard to get. It's not expensive, but it's just, you don't see it that often. It's called Henk. Maybe named after the lead singer, Henk Hofstede, but could well be that it means something else because they do that often. It's a gatefold. The pictures here, this picture and those two pictures, they're sort of montages of the band members. This time there are only three: Robert John Stips, Henk Hofstede, and the drummer Upload, the guitar player Michiel. Names. I suck at that. Let's see. Michiel Peters. He left. He did most of the lyrics on the previous albums. He's not in this band anymore. This one didn't really have a lot of hits, but it's still just a really, really good album. Henk. This might well be their biggest album in the Dutch mountains, which is of course stupid because there's no mountains in Holland. We have hills, giant hills, but they're hills, they're not mountains. So it's sort of a fun little take on our own, trying to be big. Us Dutch, we try to be big, but we're actually a small country. The pictures on here, I don't know if they're youth pictures of the band members turned into stamps, but I really, really love this cover. The inner sleeve has all the lyrics. This one had, of course, the title track, which was a big, big hit. JOS Days was another one. The Panorama Man is just a great, great track. I really, really love this album. Great band. This one apparently is pretty rare. I found it at a Goodwill. It's a 3 LP set of Urk, which is a town in Holland, but again, it might mean something. So they like to do that. Have this name, this short name, as the title of their album, but it means something different in another language. Could well be that this is also the case. Anyway, this is a 29-track live triple LP featuring performances recorded in Amsterdam, Utrecht, and Moscow. I'm going to show you the inner sleeves because they're really nice. Here's sort of a picture of how the stage show looked like. There's a car. And there's behind the scene photographs. Here's another example of the show. Really, really beautiful. I've seen them. I think I've seen them live. I was with my then girlfriend, and she didn't like the Nits, so she basically said, "Let's go." It was a free concert, so to be quite honest, I didn't mind. We should have left when the Stranglers were playing. They sucked. This is again a picture of the show, some backstage footage. And this is really, I'm not going to say rare again, because it's not rare, it's just harder to get. 3 LP set on vinyl. And if you find it at a Goodwill, it's just fucking amazing. It's got the promo stickers on it. It's 2 hours of music live. I don't really like live records, but how can I pass this up? I can't. The last LP I have is this one. This is when they dropped the letters the, a giant normal dwarf. That's the title, and they became Nits. They didn't remain the Nits. Again, this was a Goodwill find. This is their 1990 album on still CBS. And as I've said before, it's just a red label CBS. It didn't come with the inner sleeve. It came without any sleeve, so I had to add a sleeve to it. This is when their peak had ended, and they, popularity-wise, not musical-wise, but popularity-wise, they were on a, where's my hand? They were on a downhill. People, they weren't played on the radio. They still are not played on the radio, which is kind of weird. There's all these channels who have to play Dutch music, and they refuse to play the Nits. I don't get it. Maybe that's the state of the world today. Anyway, Giant Normal Dwarf. I think this is another hard to get album, but when I saw it, I just grabbed it. I had to have it. Didn't matter what the quality of the vinyl was like. Thankfully, it's good. Not a album that whose songs I kind of remember, to be quite honest. I haven't listened to this in a long time, but that's the last album I have by them. I have one CD of a mini album or an EP from 1988, which I don't have on vinyl yet. I'm sure I will find it eventually, but that's Het. I'm gonna take the booklet out. It's nothing special, but that's the cover. That's the back. There's a hat, and inside it's just white pages with lyrics and maybe a picture here. Another good EP. The Bauhaus Chair is on here. That's a really good song. The Train. I think that was a small hit as well. It's just a really nice mini album. It's 6 tracks. I know I'll find this eventually on vinyl. And for my the vinyl stuff I'm going to show you, there are 7 inches, just a little stack. Again, you don't find them that often, 7 inches by the Nits, but when you do, you pick them up. This is the 7-inch for Tutti Ragazzi. It's from their album Tent. Let's see. All the B-sides are songs that were never released before. So the song on here is called Hero Accident. And those are the labels. So again, nothing special. CBS never really did custom labels. That's my first Nits 7-inch. Some of these have writing on it, like this one. This is red tape. Writing is, I don't know, yeah, you can see it there. There's a number on there. Someone who numbered their 7 inches. I don't like that. The bonus track on here is Goodbye Mr. Chips. Then from the album Kilo, this is Sketches of Spain. Again, there we are. A number has been written on it. And the B-side on here is Bild am Sonntag, as usual. Then 2 more. Nasio, again, writing. And here there's a date, April 1983. Maybe that's when they bought this. I don't know. This is the back side. Man of Straw is the B-side on this. Killer stuff. I really love the Nits. And then the last 7-inch I have. This is JOS Days from the Dutch Mountains. Number here. I don't know if I can really pronounce the B-side, which is there. Ixi Kaxi Kolmen? Ixi Kaxi Kolmen. That's it. And again, the red label CBS. So that's all the Nits stuff I have. And I have to admit that since I started going to Goodwill, I basically rediscovered the Nits. Only liked their early stuff before and never really picked up on their later stuff. So anyway, hope you guys liked it. Gary, if there's anything you are looking for, I might keep an eye out. Same goes for anyone else who's interested in the Nits. You know, leave some comments. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe. If you don't like, don't like. Anyway, take care. I'll be seeing you. Bye-bye.